Hi, I'm Christy. Welcome back to the Campfire Conversation. Here's a question that feels increasingly hard to avoid. Why is it that in modern life, we've gone so far beyond controlling behavior and started trying to manage thoughts, opinions, and even tone? This isn't a new idea. In fact, a lot of it showed up decades ago in a movie that was never meant to be taken seriously. Demolition Man came out in the early 1990s as a sci-fi action film, but beneath the explosions and one-liners was a strangely accurate vision of a future obsessed with safety, cleanliness, and control. In that world, crime is gone. Disease is gone. Discomfort is gone. But so is risk. So is spontaneity. So is the freedom to be a little rough around the edges. People are monitored constantly, not just for what they do, but for how they speak, how they interact, and how closely they follow social expectations. Even language itself is regulated, not for clarity, but for compliance. It was meant to be satire, exaggerated, funny. And yet here we are. Today, technology allows behavior to be tracked, corrected, rewarded, or discouraged in real time. Social systems don't just tell us what's illegal. They quietly suggest what's acceptable to think, say, or question in public. And the interesting part is that this isn't enforced through fear. It's enforced through comfort, convenience, and the promise of safety. In Demolition Man, people aren't miserable. They're polite, they're clean, they're well-fed. Taco Bell is somehow the pinnacle of civilization, which should probably have been our first warning sign. The point isn't that the movie predicted the future perfectly, it's that it highlighted a trade-off we're still negotiating. When comfort becomes the highest value, friction starts to look like a problem instead of a natural part of being human. Disagreement becomes dangerous, humor becomes risky, and curiosity starts to feel suspicious. The question isn't whether control exists. It always has. The real question is why we're increasingly willing to outsource our thinking to systems, algorithms, and social pressures that promise peace in exchange for conformity. Demolition Man wasn't a warning. It was a joke. But sometimes jokes age better than serious predictions. And maybe the most unsettling part isn't how much the movie got right. It's how normal it all feels now. If you enjoy exploring why modern life feels a little stranger than it used to, you're in the right place. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to help our community grow. Thanks for spending a moment by the fire. I'll see you next time.